Hi guys, Mike here at the Professional Security Journal. This video is kind of going to be, I guess, particular details about me. And by that I mean I'm in a very specific situation within my equipment journey right now to where I'm like, I just realized something. So this kind of isn't really, this maybe really isn't a knowledge video, but it could be, depending on how you want to take it. But anyways, I'll get to it. We're on location. We're in uniform. I'm going to be very careful not to show the employer's logo or whatnot during this video. But what am I talking about? Almost did right there. What am I talking about? So I've been debating on finally investing in the Blade Tech tech mount system, the 360 insert discs. After a transit security lieutenant and I were chatting it up during a briefing, my last shift yeah, I can say it. I've aired it out on YouTube. RTC will probably be the last job I ever name on this channel. So yeah, one of the RTC lieutenants and I were kind of going back and forth during a briefing, and he was mentioning, yeah, I actually found out about Blade Tech through you on YouTube, and I have them on my holster, and I went, oh, okay. So that conversation ended up kind of sticking in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I got this Molly duty belt that I like. I think I'm just going to molly up this belt with nothing but Molly locks. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, because I know me and my advanced knowledge, a lot of people are probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? Molly locks are a system that Blade Tech created, and a lot of people have imitated. There's a lot of knockoffs and what have you out there, but anyways, Molly locks are basically a hard system to where, how do I explain it? Yeah, it's literally a hard, rigid bar that basically slides through the Molly, and it's spring-loaded, and it takes your stuff, yeah. It's a rigid, hard system that allows you to put things on Molly. I need to stop making things more complicated than they need to be, because I'm trying to sound smart on camera, and it ain't working. So yes, it is a hard, rigid bar. You slide through Molly, and it's spring-loaded. It has a trap, and yeah, it's a tray system. It closes. Goodness. So yeah, I'll take my duty belt off actually, so I can show you guys it in action. So I'm gonna step out of the truck real fast. Oh no, I just flashed it. Oh no. I was trying not to do that. Oh well. If you screen grab it, don't, yeah, just don't. Don't air it out for everybody to know who I work for now. I'm kidding, I don't really care. But, yeah, so, Molly locks are a hard, rigid system. Jesus, as my whole belt just goes off the person. So, this is a Molly lock. As you can see, it is a hard, rigid system that I have slipped through my Molly, and it is spring-loaded. You pull the two tabs, and oh look, now I can just slide this pouch off my duty belt. Now, with that being said, now that I've demonstrated it, let me put my duty belt back on. With that being said, now let me throw my duty belt back on. Give me 1 second. I also just had a battery warning. Because my phone is like 20%. So, sorry, just making sure the uniform wasn't showing, even though I think I already screwed that up. Yeah, so I was going through my duty gear in my head between the two jobs. Well, at this job that I'm currently at right now in the mountains, we don't carry handcuffs. So I'm going, okay, I don't need handcuffs for this role. So that's out. The alien gear holster that I like very much, I didn't realize until recently, I actually basically already have a QD system. I have a quick detach. The holster that my P320 is sitting in is actually, it has the 2-tab system, so I can take that holster off the belt slide that is mollied through my duty belt. So I'm going, shit. So I already have a holster. Basically, I already have a QD, a QLS type system on my belt. Great. So I can switch between RTC gun and new jobs gun, the P320. So I can switch from the Glock 17 Gen 3 California Cali Glock, that intercon issues. I've named them. Intercon issues. And then I can QD that off and throw my P320 on for this job. And then I don't need handcuffs at this job, so I can take the handcuffs off when I go to this job, from RTC to this job. And I'm just thinking, I don't need 2 duty belts now. Oh my God. Because with the Blade Tech, with the 360 discs, it's a receiver and a, it's a receiver and a, I don't know what to call it. It has a receiver that sits on your belt, and then it has the insert, there you go, yeah. It has the insert disc that goes actually on your pouch. So receiver and insert disc. And, the insert disc is where you can cant it to your liking and whatnot, so you can bend and twist and get things into the position that you like. So, yeah, it's cantable. That the tech mount system is cantable to where you can get it to your specific position that you like, what works for you, blah, 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 and then lock it in. Literally lock it in. It has a tab where you can lock it. So it not only locks the system to your belt, but it locks it in that cant. So I'm going, shit. So I can take my handcuffs off. I can switch my mags out. I can do everything that I need to go job to job to job. So I'm thinking, oh my God. Because I actually have had to get suspenders for myself fairly recently. I made an Instagram post about it. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, you can find me at the Professional Security Journal. YouTube channel is also on Instagram. So, like Sean has the Firearms Trainer on Instagram. Yeah, I'm plugging you. You're welcome. Sean has the Firearms Trainer on Instagram. You can find me at the channel's name on Instagram. I have a professional profile geared towards, my audience here. Kind of a fan page, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I got 3 different Instagrams. One used to be for friends, one used to be for family, and then I've got this, basically my professional page. So, yeah, you can find me at the professional page over on the YouTube channel. The YouTube, just take the Professional Security Journal, throw it in YouTube, throw it in Instagram, and you'll find me. It's a picture of me in my vest. Yeah, so I was very happy when I realized that. I'm like, okay, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, suspenders. Yeah, because I recently had to get myself suspenders for RTC because I have unfortunately started to develop hip pains after 8 years in private security wearing 2-piece duty belts. It's starting to wear on me. So I had to get suspenders. So those suspenders sit on the RTC duty belt. And I'm going, damn, but I would kind of like to use them for here too. I just would hate to have to because it's a belt keeper based system. So I'd have to sit here and belt keeper on, belt keeper off, belt keeper to this belt keeper to that belt, do. I'd be sitting here swapping belt keeper to belt, belt keepers, belt to belt to belt. 2 belts, belt keeper here, belt keeper there. I'd just be suspendering them from one belt off that belt to the next belt, and yeah. So, one duty belt is the thought process. One duty belt is the goal. And with the Tech Mount 360 insert discs and receivers and all that good stuff that I've mentioned, it can happen. So, I'm going to be getting a new AUS Inc. duty belt because the belt that I'm currently wearing is a AWS. Forgot what they stand for, but Randy knows about them. A lot of high-speed guys know about that company. My duty belt currently for this job is an AUS Inc. I think it's their SMU belt. Yeah, it's the SMU belt. It's their AUS Inc. Special Missions Unit SMU belt with Molly with a. I used to have the inner duty belt pad on this belt, except that's now sitting on my RTC duty belt for increased comfort because, like I said, I was starting to develop hip pains, and the pad by itself was working for a little bit, but recently, in the last couple of weeks, months, I've had to finally break down and actually get myself suspenders. I purchased the suspenders like 3 weeks ago, I think, at this point. But I threw the suspenders on my belt. So with the RTC load belt, you know, the actual outer belt, with the load bearing and the Ausank pad and the suspenders, I'm doing a lot better on duty as a transit officer than I was before. So that's basically my RTC duty belt right now. But I'm like, I'd like to bring that pad back to this job and basically just have, like I said, one belt, one system. That's where the tech mounts come in. So, for those of you who have multiple jobs like me, for those of you who work your ass off like me, for those of you who are tired of going belt to belt, gear to gear like me, pardon me, look into a quick detach system. You don't have to go with the tech mount. Safariland's got their version. Safariland, QLS, Alien Gears come out with theirs. Yeah, Bladetex has like 3 or 4 different iterations of this system of you know, quick detach. Safariland's QLS is like the industry standard. Everybody knows about Safariland, but the Bladetex is kind of slept on, and it's actually stronger than Safariland. So that's why I made a video. I don't even know how long ago at this point, but I made a video about tech mount Bladetex versus Safariland. Bladetex actually come out on top. Bladetex is stronger than Safariland's, but Bladetex is slept on. Not a lot of people know about that system yet. So I'm planning on investing in that system, and once that duty belt is done up, put together, blah blah, and I am sitting here going job to job, that'll be a video for y'all. I've got a couple different video topics in my head right now. One of them I mentioned in the previous video that I actually have to rewatch now so I can get the topic so I can make the video. Because my brain's been mush lately. I unfortunately had a, I guess call it critical life event recently. My dear Starfire, the cat you guys have heard in multiple videos in the background, my emotional support animal, my ESA kitty passed away Friday. So I've truthfully been depressed as shit. It's that her loss is really like, it's life-changing for me. So my brain's been mush lately, so kind of bear with me the next bear with me in the near future here as I kind of grieve and get over that. But she's probably gonna be the last cat I ever have. I can't deal with that commitment again. Yeah, so I'm trying not to get choked up here, but damn, that was hard. She was having, I don't know what was going on with her. She was like having a neurological problem, and next thing I know, I'm trying to sit here and go to sleep for this job, and at like 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm waking up to hearing her like have this loud wheeze purr, and then next thing you know, I'm hearing her spaz out in her kitty room in my apartment, and then I just hear bah! And I woke up that afternoon, and I kind of shook her, kind of half shook her to check on her, and yeah, she was stiff. She was stiff with her eyes open, so I knew she was gone. It didn't quite hit me then, but as I sat here at this job, and it was starting to hit. But apparently the banging that I heard, she hit her head on either on the door or the wall, and that basically did her out. I just heard her. I heard a loud crash in the middle of the night, and then silence. And I checked on her then before I went to sleep, and I noticed she was still breathing. You know, her chest was still. I'm like, okay. But then when I woke up, and yeah, so I lost my ESA. So yeah, that's sent me further down the tubes than I already was. Yeah. So all that to say, please bear with me in the near future, in the next couple of videos. I'm trying to kind of keep a happy face here on YouTube, but with that in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn. So yeah, quick detach systems. Let's get back to gear. Sorry, that was kind of a life. yeah, quick detach systems are very good, and you should consider them. This is my professional security journal. Y'all stay safe. Take it easy out there. If not what y'all do in our profession, take pride in all that you do. Yeah, I'm screwing it up. Stay vigilant. Stay situationally aware. Other than that, I'll see y'all soon. Take it easy, guys.